Today I'm going to be building my dream base in survival Minecraft in my new survival world that I created. And this may be cringy of me for asking this, but just click that button. Anyways, back onto the main subject, which took me freaking forever to do. So I started off by logging into the world, and of course cutting the tree, as you can see right here. And then after cutting down some trees, I crafted a crafting table and began crafting resources to destroy some stone and create even more resources, so I can make my dream work. That just sounded cringe. So cutting the stone began, and then I went on to craft a furnace. Then I began to craft even more tools for the resources to make my dream base. And what do you know, I found some coal in the process, along with more stone. After a mining day work, some of the day mining, I began to set off on my journey to find the place where I wanted to build my dream base. On the way, I got some sand in order to create glass for my base to make it look good. I also got some red sand in the process, and the only reason why I'm mentioning this is because you can craft glass out of red sand. But I just thought I might mention this because I was thinking at the time, can you craft glass out of red sand? But yeah, later on I eventually found out that you could, which is good. And so I continued my journey. And as I was climbing up a mountain, not knowing where to build my base, what do you know? I love the terrain somehow, for some weird reason. I mean, it's kinda good, but I thought it might work well in my house, so I decided to continue cutting down trees and to make my dream base in this very spot. First, I began to then clear out the terrain area where I wanted to build my dream base, and it was looking actually really well, and I was doing really well clearing it all out. Eventually, I was pleased. And I got to work building the house. I did stop at a few moments because I did run out of wood, but I eventually crafted some more from the logs I had in my inventory, and I continued building, and it looked like it was going pretty well. Until I got a little confused, and also this music came in, and I started jamming while building at the same time. Eventually, I did fix the problem, though, with the building template and everything. And so, eventually, I prevailed. And yeah, I started to place, the glass around the doorframe. I thought it would look pretty good, until, I kinda got confused with the doors. But eventually, I left it for the meantime and continued building the glass on the top. But yeah, of course, I had to come back to the doors because I didn't want it to stay like this forever. But eventually, after much solving and much more, I eventually figured it out and left it as it was. And so I continued to build the walls and the glass. And I kind of wanted to put the glass as a little concept in a different shape I wanted. A shape someone wouldn't usually do, but maybe someone has done this before. I don't really know, but in my opinion, I think I'm the only one that has done this a little bit. But yeah, I just kept on going and going, continued to build the walls, and eventually finished the glass, and I was pleased. Until this guy right here. Thank God he didn't blow up my dream base, otherwise this video would be over right now. And so I continued to do the glass and the walls, and I'd say I was doing pretty well. I mostly focused on the glass a little bit more, and then I began to build the walls, but I would say I've actually been doing a pretty good job of my dream base, and I'm personally proud of it myself. I did have to stop though and collect some wood, because I did run out of some wood, and of course I needed more resources to continue the walls and stuff. After crafting some more wood and resources and other types of stuff, and so I eventually then continued to build more of the walls, and yes, I would say the base was looking pretty good so far. Of course I had to get the right shape and everything, since it wouldn't look really that good, because of course my dream base needed a good shape, and yeah, it couldn't just be a plain normal square. Of course, this shape I had in mind was looking pretty good so far, and I was really pleased. Eventually, finally the walls were done, but I wasn't done yet. Of course, I still needed a roof and floor. And so I got right to the roof part. Of course, the floor part, well, yeah. I was gonna put leaves on my floor. Yeah, I know it's a weird idea and all, but that's my plan for my dream base. Leaves on the floor. Just to make it look good for the interior. That's my way of an interior. But anyways, of course I needed resources for the slabs, and I'd already had plenty of wood, so... Well, for at least some of the slabs, and so of course I used those woods to craft those slabs, and... Those woods were wood that I had already had in my inventory, which was pretty good so far, and so I'd say building the roof was looking really good, and I was proud of it myself. Finally, the roof was done. So I decided to collect my stuff and head out to the wild to collect resources for the leaves for my floor. After a bit of exploring, I had massive hunger problems, so I decided to collect 34 pork from the pigs I killed and decided to cook it up, ready to eat it. After at least one of them was finished, I ate up, well, actually 2 of them were done, so I ate them both up and decided to explore into a cave I found. The whole reason why I placed the furnace there was to explore the cave while leaving it outside of the cave, so when I come back I can get my furnace back. I did get lost, but that part comes in later on. I then continued to explore into the cave. On my way, I did find, like, 1 piece of raw iron. I don't know if it was either from the cave or freaking from another cave, but I did have 1 piece, but I needed 2 pieces. And I definitely needed that much, because otherwise I would never be able to create shears, and I need shears to collect the freaking leaves for my base floor. And so I continued to explore once more. Eventually I did find some more iron, and I was quite pleased. So I decided to head out of the cave, but yeah, like I said, what would happen later on happened. I got lost. I did find lava though. I thought I found diamonds, but of course I didn't, since, yeah, I have a lot of bad luck. But yes, of course, at least I did make it to the level of diamond. I could tell by the lava, at least I think. Eventually, I did find my way out of the cave, and along the way, before picking up my furnace, I collected my cooked pork chop out of the furnace. Pork chop? Yeah. I don't know how to talk, but yeah, I did eventually collect the furnace again after jumping around randomly, just talking to myself. And after freaking ages and most of my pork chop wasted, I freaking returned home, and yeah, I began then smelting my iron, well, raw iron into iron ingots to craft some shears. After finally freaking crafting those shears, I finally got to mining those leaves in order to put, well, the leaves on my floor for the interior, and, well, yeah, let me tell you. And let me tell you, placing down leaves, even when it's speeded up when edited, is just satisfying. Even watching it and hearing it at the same time is satisfying. I know that's weird to mention, but I just don't know why, it's just satisfying. That's my way of satisfying, and my satisfaction in Minecraft itself. But yeah, when I was eventually done though, I was personally proud of it myself. And so I began to decorate, and let me tell you, the decorating was kinda okay at first, but eventually when I do get to fully decorating, yep. Let me tell you, I'm gonna make it look nice. If I eventually get to that point, if I ever continue this walk. But as I was thinking to myself, as I was smelting my iron, I thought, I need light. So I got straight to it. And so I also decided to add, like, the roof bit of the roof, since I had forgotten to do that, because this was also, I was also going to put the shade bit of the roof, but I forgot to, because I'm dumb. And I also decided to add more windows, because, well, how much I had done already wasn't enough. So I decided to add more. But it's not like it could hurt anyone, so why not? So I went with it. And well, eventually, I actually ended up finishing off the glass and stuff. Like, I meant to, obviously, because that's what I wanted to do. And let me tell you, doing this was really good, and I was proud of myself. And yep, that's what it looks like. I'm pretty proud of myself. Next was the lights, so I got straight to it. And yeah, when I was done with the lights, after, well, of course, smelting some logs in order to get some charcoal, and since I had, like, no coal, at least I think, but oh well, I eventually did end up doing the lights, and I'm gonna show you the finishing results of the house now. Look at that, the dream house is finally complete. Man, it turned out so good. Of course, in the future, I might make some improvements to make it look even better, but in the meantime, I'm quite happy about it. It's up to you if you want to think it looks good, but for me, I definitely think it looks good. I'm proud of myself.